press conferences on Parliament Hill, direct government lobbying, firearm-related podcasts, countless media interviews, fully animated educational videos, celebrity endorsements, town hall events, a massive social media footprint, and a first-of-its-kind national network television show. Welcome to this introduction to the Canadian Coalition for Firearm Rights. Your ability to own and use firearms is constantly at risk, and now in 2020, we're probably in a worse position than ever. Over the last 30 years, we've tried legal challenges, we've tried working with friendly governments when they happen, and even going as far as hiding who we are from the public in hopes that they'll just leave us alone. Well, it hasn't worked. So 4 years ago, a new organization was formed to tackle the root cause of our problem. And that root cause is that the average non-gun owning Canadian is told by the government and by the media that we have weak gun laws in Canada. And as a result of that, it's easy for ill-informed Canadians to support further regulation. So what's common is that when people learn about firearm ownership and at best become a firearm owner themselves, that support disappears. And so does the political advantage that some parties are trying to create by making increased gun control or even gun bans a priority. So how do we overcome these challenges? The government's not going to help us. The media isn't going to help us either. Well, there are a few things we can do. I'm going to talk about 5 of them today. Number 1, we need to educate non-gun owners about firearm regulations and the difference between licensed gun owners and criminal use of firearms. And to do this, the CCFR created a multitude of fully animated explainer videos covering a wide variety of important topics, and we sponsored them for viewing across social media platforms. They're great tools for gun owners to use when they're debating and to share everywhere to educate everyone. These videos have been seen over 2 million times. Also, the CCFR has sponsored beginner programs like Project Maple Seed. We've held charity events and over 70 Ladies Range Day events over the last 3 years. And that spreads positive information and welcomes new people into our community. Number 2, show mainstream Canada who we are. We're good people, and we own firearms for good and sufficient reasons. So the CCFR has taken part in documentaries, countless interviews, and worked directly with journalists to educate them in firearm-related issues. We also produced and financed the first network television show in Canadian broadcast history to focus entirely on sport shooting. It's called the CCFR's Canada Downrange, and we're already in our 2nd season. You can look for it January 2020 on Sportsman Channel Canada. We've also run 1-minute advertisements on television during hunting shows to try to activate our community and to bring them together. The CCFR is the most media-savvy firearm rights organization Canada has ever had. Number 3, lobby government, both friendly and unfriendly. Let them know that we're here and that we demand the same respect as any other community. As a result, the CCFR employs a full-time lobbyist in Ottawa. We testify to government committees, and we regularly hold press conferences right on Parliament Hill. We even held town hall events across the country in the run-up to the 2019 election. Number 4, stand up for law-abiding gun owners all the time. The CCFR does not allow individuals, groups, or politicians to spread misinformation about gun owners or associate us with criminals. In fact, the CCFR has single-handedly taken on the new face of gun control in Canada. It's a group of activist doctors from Toronto. So to expose them, the CCFR commissioned a fully referenced study to debunk false claims that this group has made, most notably in the Senate of Canada. What's more, we dominate them on social media when they lie about gun owners or statistical evidence. During the last election cycle, we launched the CCFR Integrity Tour, where we drove a 30-foot rolling billboard across Ontario and parts of Manitoba and Quebec to confront Liberal candidates in their own ridings about their unfair and ineffective firearms platform. And number 5, to accomplish all of this, you need to work really hard. You need to work every day. Now, I've only touched on a small sample of what the CCFR has done in its 4 short years. So to see a full list, go to firearmrights.ca and click the icon that says, Why Join? The CCFR is taking an approach to our problem in an entirely different way than ever before. And to be honest, I can't guarantee it's going to work. I can only tell you that it had never been tried. I will also tell you that the CCFR is growing and that our biggest, most impactful projects are still ahead of us. We are an organization unlike anything that our political opponents have ever seen, and they all know it. We've done all of this and more with the support of a very small segment of our community. Imagine what we could do with your support. A large group of people doing just a little bit to help is far more powerful than a small group of people giving everything that they can. So the question is, how can you help? Well, please consider becoming a member of the CCFR for $40 a year. It's not a huge burden for most people, but it makes a big difference to the CCFR's capability. You can join or donate at firearmrights.ca. Also, listen to our podcast for up-to-date information on what we are doing to ensure our community doesn't go quietly into the night. You can find the CCFR Radio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast apps. I'll finish by saying this. Our community is under attack yet again, after 30 years. We have an opportunity to push back against this in a new and effective way. So thank you for listening. Please share this video, and I hope you'll consider supporting us so that we can support you.